Mitch McConnell has announced he'll step down as Republican Party Senate leader. The Kentucky senator, who turned 82 last week, will leave as the longest-serving Senate leader in history. For more on this, I'm joined by Republican strategist Colin Reed. Colin, how will history reflect on the leadership of McConnell in the Senate?
Extremely consequential, Kieran. He's been there longer than anyone before in history. He broke that record not that long ago, and his time atop the conference was full of accomplishments from start to finish, especially in the last term of Trump. What they were able to do, remaking the judiciary and getting through Trump's 3 Supreme Court picks in 4 short years. So Senator McConnell is going to have a long and lasting legacy. It's interesting now, he's fallen out of favor in terms of some of the new members in the Senate, but they may miss him sooner than they think.
Colin, when you look at the way that he's navigated the Trump era, which of course was Trump as president, now as nominee, or the red-hot favourite to be nominee, how's he navigated the ups and downs, the turbulence of Donald Trump?
Well, the interesting part, Kieran, is Donald Trump very well may not have been president without Mitch McConnell. If you go back in time, 8 years, there were a lot of people on the right who were suspicious of then candidate Trump. He'd been a Democrat for much of his life. He was all over the map in terms of ideological views, and he came forward in the spring of 2016 and put forward a list of Supreme Court nominees that were rock-ribbed conservatives up and down the ballot. And that helped get a lot of those wary conservative voters on board. He helped win the White House, and then with Senator McConnell's help in the Senate, he was able to get those judges confirmed. So the two were they may not get along personally, but they were very effective governing partners for those first 4 years. Then, of course, there were the events of January 6th, and they went separate ways from there. But those two have will be joined at the hip in terms of historical accomplishments than perhaps either of them would care to admit.
And Colin, give our viewers an update on where the primaries are at. We had Michigan this week. Can you give our viewers a sense of where things are with a helicopter view on both sides?
Yeah, look, President Trump is heading toward what seems to be on a cruise control toward the nomination, although next week in Super Tuesday, there's a lot of different states who are voting on the same day. Many of those states have open primaries. Those types of primaries are not conducive to President Trump as much as they are Governor Haley. In the same token, President Biden continues to just be a drag on his party. You know, you want to talk of Senator McConnell in his retirement speech today used the term that Father Time is undefeated. Well, he and Joe Biden are basically the same age. So while one of them is headed for the exits, and Senator McConnell, the other one, President Biden, claims to be running for re-election, and voters have eyes. Voters can see that this is a job that is greater than the physical capabilities that Joe Biden has at this point in time. So that's going to remain the one constant drag on Joe Biden, because you can change a lot of things, but the one thing you cannot get back is time.
That is very true. Wise words, Colin Reed. Thanks for joining us live from Washington.